Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about earnings preparation for this week. We have a number of names reporting, believe it or not. Names like Oracle, FedEx, Micron, Red Hat, BlackBerry, even CarMax reporting. There was a Barron's report over the weekend. Are the genetic stocks ready to go back to highs? Our precise daily stock levels and analysis, our game plan and Forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Father's Day to all those people who are fathers, or for some of you players out there, for all you people who do not know your fathers, even though you might be. And congratulations to all those people. Happy Father's Day. What a blessed and joyous occasion. I almost feel like um, this is the one day of the year that I almost feel like is almost like dedicated to me as a father, or dedicated, to fathers in general. But for me in my life, it's just what an amazing experience and what a change. And people will always tell you, when you become a father, everything changes. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I could see that, but nobody knows what you're talking about until you're actually a dad. And wow, how proud I am to be a father. Spent all day setting up a little studio in which I want to make this show a little more professional for you guys with screens and everything. We'll see if I could potentially set that up. But with that being said, let's just go right into our agenda. And we're going to take a look at some of the names reporting this week. Names like Oracle, FedEx, Micron. That's a big one. Red Hat, BlackBerry, and CarMax. And we're just going to go over the meaningful ones in which I feel are going to work. So I'm going to talk about, I actually want to start on that list with Micron. And what I want to talk about really with Micron here is that, what I'm actually expecting. So I'm expecting a tremendous beat out in Micron. I don't think here, let me just make sure. All right, there we go. There's my mug. Just want to make sure you guys are crystal clear. All right, so Street is expecting $2.63 from Micron. I'm going to give you what I feel they're going to report. I think you're going to get $2.83 minimally in Micron. I think they're going to have a tremendous beat. And just to let you know, they are reporting Wednesday after hours, Micron. Um, you know, earnings per share potentially. They're saying now $3.10. I think they're going to blow estimates out of the water, and I do indeed think they're going to gap up on earnings. I will be talking throughout the week on what you can expect. And again, a lot of these earnings names are nothing more than coin flips, and sometimes you just have to understand them as such that just because a company has good earnings and what seems to be good earnings doesn't mean they're going to gap up. If it was that easy, I would be right 95% of the time on all these earnings plays, believe me. But it's not that easy. However, right or wrong, and I am wrong on things, and I'll be right on things. I'd rather, put my money where my mouth is. I'm not in Micron at the moment, but I am planning on being in Micron prior to Wednesday. So I do think Micron is going to crush earnings across the board. There's another name in which I feel is going to crush earnings and offer a beat as well, and that is BlackBerry. Now, as you know, everybody is talking about NVIDIA's artificial intelligence, responsible for autonomous driving vehicles. And I think you have to be out of your mind if you actually allow the current state of artificial intelligence to operate a vehicle for you. For the safety here, so you can ensure that you see as many Newsbeat shows as possible, please do not get inside an automated vehicle. So BlackBerry is actually going to be very exciting. They're reporting Friday morning. So the BlackBerry options on Friday morning, we might have some sick straddle play or not in the morning. I'm probably going to take lotto calls prior to the report. BlackBerry is one of the most famous beaten up names of all time. You remember when everybody was walking around with their BlackBerry? Now everyone's walking around with their iPhone. Just showing you a monthly about of BlackBerry of where we came from. $148. Remember when it was called Research in Motion, RIMM? So what happened is it's funny because now they renamed themselves from Research in Motion to BlackBerry. I got advice for the company. Rename yourself back to Research in Motion because you're designing autonomous vehicles. Nobody to this day still wants to use your cell phones. Nobody wants to use a BlackBerry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I look at a BlackBerry and I'm like, "What?" I'm I lose a few IQ cells looking at the BlackBerry because some of them exploded trying to figure out what the heck is happening. Very simple. Everybody wants an Apple phone, everybody wants a Samsung phone, and if you're not one of those people, you're less than 1% of the human population, all right? That's the group that you're under. No offense to the company. I think they're going to be I think they should rename them. They renamed themselves to BlackBerry ironically. This company, they're not going to make their money by selling Blackberries. They're going to make their money by actual research in motion, ironically. So BlackBerry should rename themselves. I'm looking for an explosive beat. I would not be surprised on BlackBerry if they beat by, at least 200% of what 100 to 200% of what the street is expecting. Street is expecting 2 cents. They should announce 4 to 6. Street is expecting a nickel. They should announce 10 to 15. I think BlackBerry is going to beat the snot out of earnings, and I would be very bullish here. The company is again extremely beaten up company. There's so many interesting levels to watch here in BlackBerry. Recent level, of course, $14.55. That's how high it got on the prior earnings, and then they just beat the crap out of it. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, what's the real difference here? All right, here we have a company. I don't even want to say they sell cell phones. I don't want to even pretend like selling Blackberries is going to be what brings this stock up in the future. What's going to move this stock up in the future is the potential. You want to talk about a stock that has potential? Names like Tesla, like, oh, well, in the future, everybody's going to have an autonomous electric vehicle like a Tesla. They're going to take on all these projects. That's why Tesla's trading at $350 as opposed to being bankrupt and non-existent on the exchange. I almost feel the same way about BlackBerry. They are working with Uber, Uber's technology with their autonomous vehicles, and Uber needs autonomous vehicles because guess what Uber doesn't want to do? Pay their drivers to pick up passengers. They would rather just have a fully computer electronic system picking up the passengers and actually, not having to pay a driver. I mean, look, profit, 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 right? Very easy. BlackBerry's going to crush it, in my opinion. I'll be putting my money where my mouth is. I'll let you guys know ahead of time, of course, in the room before I take any of these positions. Another company that's going to beat on earnings, Oracle. Now, remember, I'm telling you they're going to be in on earnings. That's my opinion. I'm not, you know, would never legally insinuate that you need to buy any of these companies. However, I will do so, and I will disclose to you in real time of the things I do. I do think Oracle is going to be wouldn't be surprised. Whatever Oracle's supposed to report, don't be surprised if it be 9, 10 cents or more. Like if they're expecting 70 cents in Oracle, for example, in terms of earnings per share, don't be surprised to see 80 or more cents per share. That's just an example. Name has been quite beaten up. Given the Qs are at all-time highs, do you even dare want to look at where Oracle is? I mean, all-time highs on Oracle. 53.48 that was done earlier this year, right over here back in March. The stock is trading 7 points lower. It doesn't sound like a lot, but considering this is weighted on the triple Qs and the triple Qs look like this at all-time highs, this stock is indeed exuding relative weakness. Now, why am I stressing the importance? Why do you want to see a company that's going to show relative weakness before they report? Why? Because people are underestimating the stock. When they're beating it up like this, they're thinking that something is not so good. So when they come out and it's like, yo, by the way, it is good, that's when a lot of the shorts get shaken out, and that's why the stock shoots up. That's why I'm showing you things like BlackBerry, like Oracle, even believe it or not, like Micron, because people are like, oh yeah, Micron's near all-time highs. No, it is not. It is not near all-time highs. If you were trading back with, back in 2000, if you were a trader, you would know that the all-time high is 97.50. This stock is barely 50% over all-time high. Towards all-time highs. Look, I do think Micron is going to crush it. I do think Oracle is going to crush it. FedEx is also reporting. Little bit of mixed feelings here. Now, let me tell you why. Because there's so much drama going with the U.S. Postal Service and whatnot, and considering that companies like this are paramount to delivering your Amazon boxes to your door, which you so love, the 2-day delivery system, this could be a go-to company to go. I think this company is also going to crush on earnings. I almost find it, let me put it this way. I just want to share my conviction. When they report their numbers on FedEx, just the numbers, gap up, gap down, whatever it wants to do, will do, right? Just their numbers, I find it mathematically impossible that this company can miss on earnings. Mathematically impossible. I don't know a nicer way of saying that. It is mathematically, to me, mathematically impossible for this company to miss on their bottom line earnings. If they took $100 billion and invested in a new facility and that can affect, like, other than silly stuff like that, which is useless, FedEx is going to crush it. I see no reason why FedEx isn't a $300 company. So those are the earnings that I wanted to go over. I didn't go over Red Hat and CarMax simply because, honestly, they're reporting and I don't have a real opinion on them. I know a lot of people in the room like Red Hat. We'll keep an eye on it, but no strong opinions here. Now, I wanted to talk about a stock that I think could potentially. I'm 99.9999% sure you're going to walk in tomorrow morning and have it gapped up. I want to tell you guys something a little slick. If you're one of those people who are up like 5 o'clock in the morning at some ungodlike hour because you're like one of those people like, no, me? Oh yeah, I'm in bed by 7:30 p.m. every night and I wake up like 4:30 in the morning. I mean, there are some of you crazies out there, especially some of you West Coasters who had to adapt your schedule around it. If you're one of those people who are around like 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, which is like 2 o'clock in the morning over in California, I'll tell you right now, um, I'm 99.9% sure the stock's going to gap up tomorrow. And I think if you buy it in the pre-market, you're going to have people who are getting to work a little late buying into it. I think you might actually have a trade in the pre-market on this CRISPR. Not only that, there was a Barron's article out saying that basically the Barron's article came out saying that these names were oversold. And just looking at a CRISPR here, this is the name in which is going to gap up tomorrow. I'm 99.9% sure. Obviously, just keep in mind, like it printed 58.27 after hours, so printed down $1.04 after hours on Friday. This is the name that's going to gap up tomorrow. And it's basically because of this article over at Barron's. If you wanted to play around with a few more names, there's a lot of them. Editis Medicine, Edit Genes, think about it. Very easy names to remember. CRISPR and Editis are my two favorite companies here. They really discounted CRISPR. I mean, if you want to talk about the wave of the future in genetic engineering and technologies, I mean, to me, this is the company. And when you look at the yearly, you could see the stock is, hit $73. We caught this one recently, hit 73.90. They discounted it $14. There's some news like the FDA might make them take longer or something on one of their drugs. I could probably pull up that article in 2 seconds. But yeah, there was a clinical hold on their CTX001 being developed by Vertex and CRISPR. They were working together until the partners answer questions from the FDA. Look, uh, I don't want to make the Federal Drug Administration, the Food and Drug Administration from the United States seem like a bunch of morons, because I'm sure they're scientists, and I'm sure if they open up a book that they would be way beyond me in intelligence when scoring on an exam level. But when it comes to common sense, logically, which is so much more important when you're a trader in the market than having that genius IQ. You'd be surprised how many people with high IQs are not successful in the market because they're just simple things they have to get through, and they tend to work through them as well. Um, on CRISPR, why am I saying this about the FDA? Because it's gene editing. What do you expect them to say? What kind of questions could the FDA have on gene? Is it safe? You want to know what's not safe? Sitting in a Tesla vehicle. You heard it here first. Give it 5 years from now. 5 years from now, you're gonna hear all of a sudden just weird. And again, this is just my opinion, right? My opinion. And guess what? When I say this about some of these health risks, I happen to be right like almost every time. And I don't, sitting in a Tesla vehicle, you're gonna have men with lower sperm counts. You're gonna have higher cases of, certain, God forbid, cancers, things like that. What could the FDA actually ask CRISPR? Some more. What kind of questions can they ask? Is it dangerous? Of course it's dangerous, as is every breakthrough in biotechnology ever. That's why they have trials, and they're like, well, we could put you on this trial. Just sign your name right here in case you die or grow a fourth head, that we're not responsible for it. The FDA, look, here's the bottom line. You want to screw over this company and you want to be the FDA and screw over this company, they'll relocate overseas to Germany where they encourage these sort of things. The bottom line is a human has to be a test subject. Remember when you were a kid and you looked at your mom or father's spray can bottle, or maybe it was your spray can bottle, and it's like no PDLs, whatever PDCs like phytochlor, whatever, the things that create a hole in the ozone layer. Are you kidding me? Now they're saying that the holes in the ozone layers are being created by cows farting methane. I mean, look, it's dangerous. Of course it's dangerous, but we'll never be able to proceed past that science unless we try it. I think CRISPR is going to get through. I'm going to put a new target officially on CRISPR here, $100. It closed at 59.31. That's a very brave target. Let me give you a time frame because brave targets mean nothing if I don't give you a time frame. I think CRISPR could get to $100 before the end of the year. Fair enough. I mean, a $40 move and a $59 name. I'm not calling for a $40 move in Amazon. I think you could get to $100 before the end of the year in CRISPR. That's my price target. Look for it to move tomorrow. Key level to break out from 62.75. That's going to be an A plus trigger. How about some precise daily stock levels? And yes, we make it so easy for you to see now. Now you could simply screenshot this. You'll never miss the levels, but I will go over it and I will show you exactly how these levels came about. So starting with the triple Qs right here, I'm giving you guys a support right over there, 176.09. That was an ascending support line in which we broke through. And of course, your resistance, I'm leaving you at 177.89, which is the all-time high on the Qs made on Thursday. Spiders, bit of an interesting setup as you gap down. Spiders haven't been as bullish as the Qs, not remotely as bullish. All-time highs on the spiders, 286.63. Qs are already there. So the support levels I gave you on the spiders here today, $274.74. That is the algo buster reversal level right there on the daily. That will be a key level of support that I'm going to watch tomorrow. And also 277.83. That's going to actually be another ascending resistance line right here, in which will be very hard to break out of the spiders. I think it's really important that you guys have a list. Like, it's very easy to just print out the list or write it down on paper. So while the day is going on and you get so caught up with so many other names, that you have precise algorithmic levels in which the robots of the market, which do 95% of the volume, in my opinion. Some people tell you 90. Some people who don't know what they're talking about will tell you 80, but it's 90 or above. I will tell you that. So, I mean, pretty much 100% of Goldman Sachs volume outside their underwriting arm is done through black box algorithms. So yeah, that's the spiders. Moving on along to Facebook. This one is just so extremely bullish, and I think it's important that I go over this. So I'm not just giving you the levels, I'm giving you the setups I like. This is one of my favorite setups. The support level here at 194.21, that's an algo buster reversal level. Why is that my favorite level? Because pretty much what I'm saying is this. If because I can never tell you to buy or sell any security ever, if Facebook goes down through 194.21 and the market's not plummeting due to some, you know, geopolitical international event, which is just going to drag the market down no matter what. It just has a normal move, short of a country going to war, short of stupid things like that. If we hit 194.21 on Facebook, I'm going to be right well over 8 out of 10 times if I buy some calls there. Initially, if I buy it there just for a quick scalp bounce, I'll be right over 96, 97% of the time. I'll have to look at my data right here to figure out those exact numbers. Swing, I'm going to be right over 80% of the time on a setup like that on Facebook. It's an algo buster reversal level. It's a very clean setup based off elevated volume base coming off of an all-time high. It is a phenomenal setup. I can't emphasize enough. 194.21, not too far away. It's a $1.64 away. Is a phenomenal level on Facebook. Facebook is going to $200 in my humble opinion. That's not too brave of a prediction, but 197.28 I'm leaving as your resistance and breakout. I'm going to go through the other names, but I just want to talk about a prediction I called incorrectly. Let's talk about, where I'm wrong. It's easy to say, oh, no, well, this is, what I called right. I love people who do that. Every my stuff doesn't stink when I use the bathroom. So here was an incorrect prediction of mine. On Wednesday night, I said that Netflix could hit $400 by Friday. This was an incorrect prediction that I gave you guys right here. However, a lot of you emailed me showing me the money you made. And I was like, awesome. You actually ended up hitting $398.86. I was off by $1.14. And the reason why I'm not, making I was wrong, period. The reason why I think it didn't go through $400 is because our genius friend over at Citron, Andrew Left, um, dump and pumper of the century, came out and basically did this. He not only bashed it on Thursday, he had to come out on Friday and bash it again. And Citron explains why Netflix is on its way back to 340. Remember, this is the same Harvard Yale super genius. He didn't go to that school, but this is the same Harvard Yale super genius who looked at Wayfair and said this stock should be worth like 10, 11 bucks, 12 bucks when it was like right over here. Like he caused the recent down move and then watched the stock go back up to all-time highs. And by the way, speaking of Wayfair, it's on ascending resistance. This is probably a short. This is probably a short on Wayfair right here. I'm gonna look to short Wayfair tomorrow as a potential overnight short. Remember, same genius who's selling this putting a 340 target. Okay, if he didn't do that, I humbly feel that Netflix would have popped over 400. Just pointing that out there. Moving on along, because he bashed it 2 days in a row. He's never done that before. And I'm like, are you serious, man? Like, I don't know what happened with him. Who knows? Who knows what happened with him? But Apple right here. Okay, so support I'm giving you in Apple today will be right over here, $188.96, representing the same ascending support line right here, which held you up. I know it looks a little, there's a lot of lines there, but 188.96 your support tomorrow for Apple. Your breakout to the upside will be your resistance, or not your breakout to the upside. It'd have to break out this level, very important, $190.46. And then, of course, we're going to move on to Amazon right here, which has been an absolute animal. Um, Key support level I gave you guys right over here. That's $1,713.59. And your breakout of resistance, I gave you the all-time highs, $1,724.80. And Netflix was next on my list. Support on Netflix is so far away. I mean, we're talking $368.48 coming all the way back to an algo buster reversal level. Your breakout to the upside will be the all-time high made on Friday, $398.86. Google here. Actually, the Google level we actually gave you was perfect. So you have to realize, like, I'll give you guys a lot of levels. You have to understand, like, I'll give you guys a lot of levels. And what I do is I just set alerts and I sit back and hope one of them hit. So the one that actually hit, if you want to know what it actually looks like, so if you could see the video back from Thursday into Friday. On Thursday night, we basically gave the support of Google 1,153.81. The stock hit a day low of $1,153.69. We were 12 cents off that level in Google. That's an algorithmic reversal level. And I wanted to just show you guys on the 5 minutes. And again, if you wrote the levels down and you copied them, you would see that it's correct. I just want to show you what happened when that level hit. It hit right in the morning, slammed. You see this yellow line right here? That's the trend line we drew on the daily. Pulled back, hit the algorithmic support level, and on the next 5 minute bar went to $1,159. So it bounced 5.5 points in 5 minutes right off that line. That was a trade within itself. So I just want to mention, what a good level would look like on Google. Of course, if you're looking for your levels for tomorrow, very simply, the level right here, $1,152.86. That is going to be your key support. Your breakout to the upside, very simply, Thursday's high, $1,165.99. And if you missed any of those levels, do not worry. You can feel free to hit print screen now. You get the Newsbeat precise technical algo levels, the levels for tomorrow, June 18th, 2018. These are levels in which I very often buy off of. I missed the Google. I was actually making money in something else. What was I making money in yesterday? I forgot what was the first thing I bought, but I think I was playing around with Netflix yesterday earlier. Was I? Don't even remember what I was trading, but I missed the Google. But for those who like to track any one of these names, if any one of these names are on your focus list, you might be able to catch them and hear all your levels. Next, of course, we're going to go right into our game plan in Forex and just a very simple name. Who thought that you would pay thousands of dollars for a silly down jacket, made with Canadian goose feathers? You want to pay a couple grand for a down jacket? Well, guess what? Enough people do to justify this stock going higher. This is an explosive high-end hammer bar at all-time highs. This stock is going to break Friday's high tomorrow, in my opinion, which was the all-time high at 61.69. I think you're going to break that level tomorrow for a breakout to the upside. Watch it. Wouldn't surprise me for Canadian Goose to get to 63.5 to $65. That could be a nice little chop, a nice little move. Keep an eye on Canadian Goose to the upside. The recent Forex setups have actually, as I told you recently, just started looking phenomenal. We're actually in right now, so if you copied the Forex trades from last time, the top trade, you could hit print screen if you want. This is the trade that was from Thursday night into Friday. We got filled. We're still in the position. I think it's working a little at the moment. But here is a screenshot. Here are all my new orders. As you can see where it says time, you see that I put that in on June 15th. Here are the orders I put in tonight. The time is a little messed up because I think the brokerage is actually located in Ireland. So it's actually, I think, tracking like Irish time, if I'm not mistaken. But I put these in at 7:12, 7:14, all Eastern Standard tonight. These are all my new orders. As you can see, none of them are filled. You get the type of order here. Just remember, go below this gray line right here. You get the type of order here, whether I'm buying or shorting. Here's my size in US standard lots. Here's the currency pairing in which I'm buying or shorting. Here's the price in which I'm willing to buy or short these names. If I get filled and I am wrong, this is the price in which I will get stopped out on. If I get filled and I'm right, here are the levels in which I get my take profit in. Very simple. We'll see. I'm really hoping to get filled on a lot of these as I did put in, looks like about 10 open orders right there. And of course, we already got filled on our Euro New Zealand dollar short, which is pretty good. We actually got a very good price on it. It's actually doing well. We shorted it right up here on Friday, and now it's pulling in and it's actually doing well. I love the setup here on that bearish engulfing bar. I think this thing can flush. I mean, if you're happy with it, you could take the profits here. I'm going to end up holding it. But yeah, it's just what a phenomenal week we're going to have ahead. I'm very excited. Hopefully, we're going to get a lot more home run style ideas. I just wanted to show you guys what a home run style idea looks like. And I don't use home run in terms of the type of move it has. I hold home run in terms of, am I able to broadcast in real time that I'm buying, um, five, three, four, 500 to 1,000 or 2,000 contracts, which is like basically 30,000 to 200,000 shares equivalency. And can I do that in a real time basis on a broadcast and have the name explode up in my favor? And that's what I consider a home run trade. I don't, I'm not Captain Hindsight where I look back at something and say, oh, look what we could have done here. That is not my gig. So Cake, we were watching right over here. I called it out as a chatter name, and this is a 5-minute chart, and I called it out right here, and it basically went from around 55.40 to 58.83 in 10 minutes. That's a 5-minute bar. These are not dailies. 55.40 to 58.83. And we called it out in real time. I didn't take anything behind it because I was sometimes I make an on-spot decision. So you guys have seen me going heavy in something and crush it. I don't think you guys have ever seen me go heavy in something and not crush it in terms of these intraday ideas. I don't think that has ever happened in not only the 3.5 years I've been broadcasting here again on T3, but like ever. So with that being said, I am very excited about names like this because we are going to catch these moves and we are going to crush it and we're going to make a ton of money. And I think there's a good chance it happens this week, so let's find out. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into our full stock analysis. That's your stocks, any stock you're watching, the levels in which I would look to potentially buy it or short it, as well as my thoughts behind the name on a swing and intraday basis. Of course, that is for Newsbeat Live members only. We're the fastest growing trading room in the nation. Happy trading, make money. We'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Happy Father's Day. Hope you guys have fun, and let's get right back to work tomorrow. Have a blessed week.